Oh, Phoenix. I have got to wait for Dayu's thing. Oh, no. Wait for Dai. Wait for Dai first. Gotta be in here anyways. Go ahead and push your pin message, Di. You were using the bathroom. Okay. All right. Guy's not looking forward to this stream, are you? What happened last time, Di? Nonsense happened. We got a guilty verdict. And then Maya is charged for another crime. Essentially, we're essentially dead man walking. And that is exactly what the game is going to say. Are you ready? Something tells me you're not. You're going to be as ready as you're ever going to be ready, right? May 11th, 1:03 p.m. Temple Temple. What do I do now? I can't believe Maya and I were actually found guilty. And still alive for it, too. This trial needs not be drawn out any longer. The defense has failed to counter the charge filed by the prosecution. So there is a lot of mistakes that's happened in this trial. And I can't fault it for the defense attorney because it's all based on the fault on the judicial system in Korean. So technically, a lot of the things that Phoenix said should have held more water than it should have. Or at least it would have held water back in the U.S. court. In accordance with the law, I invoke the Defense Culpability Act against the defense. Now then, this court finds the accused Maya Fey and the defense, Phoenix Wright, Mr. Wright! Albie, I saw the whole trial. What's going to happen to Miss Maya now? I'm worried about that too. right now. I have one more thing to report, Prosecutor Sadmati. Yes? The dagger. It bears the fingerprints of Maya Fey on it. Right now, I need to focus on the next trial. The murder of the acolyte Deloff, right? At least the jury is still out on that one, so to speak. Two murders are most likely connected. If I can get to the bottom of acolyte Deloff's murder, it might give me the ammunition I need to overturn Maya's guilty verdict. Let me help you investigate. I want to assist you any way I can. I appreciate it, LB, but we're talking about a murder. Yeah, but it's going to be hard for a foreigner to investigate this on his own. You have a point there. Wish I knew what to do. So, Rafer is questioning her role as priestess right now. Nah. You're benevolent. Princess Rafa? Oh, it is you again. I was expecting her to snap at me. The dead lawyer walking. Guilty of the abetting the murder under the Defense Culpability Act. I see she hasn't lost any of her charm. I think she has, but she's just winging it. Why the long face? I thought you'd be glad I was found guilty under the DC Act. I'm in no mood to take joy in your suffering. For I was unable to defeat you, and I had to leave the job to others. I failed in my sacred duty as the royal priestess. Guess that answers my question. Have I misunderstood the voice of the Mithma yet again? This can't not be! All I did was defend my client. Can't bear to see her looking so sad like this, though. You're benevolent. You're benevolent. Oh, barbed head. I thought you had already begun your journey to the Twilight Realm. I'm not dead yet. I still have an investigation to do for tomorrow's trial. Well, what's this? Do you mean to say you have not given up yet? That's right. I'm going to prove Maya innocent tomorrow. But why? Why do you refuse to give up? I cannot fathom such obstinacy. Investigate all you want. I care not. You really don't mind? But aren't you worried that a lawyer backed into a corner by the DC Act might do something desperate like forge evidence? Well, what's this? If left unsupervised, I'd be free to do whatever I want, you know. Okay, now to see if she takes the bait. Yes, I see your point, Carved Head. Yes? I know what happened yesterday. You perpetrated some sort of fraud or other misdeed while I was not watching. Huh? That explains why I misunderstood the voice of the High Priestess soul. Yes, of course. That is the only explanation. I was just trying to cheer her up. Now she thinks even less of me. Must not allow you to sully our sacred hall of justice with your misdeeds ever again. Therefore, today, I will be monitoring your every move once more. I will not fail to spot your misdeeds this time. The moment I see anything out of the ordinary, I will send you straight to prison. And you, boy, do not throw your lot in with this foreign devil. But you're benevolent. Okay, LB. No need to worry about me. I'll be back before you know it. First, I should probably line up my load a bit. LB, would you mind holding on to some of the evidence for me? Of course not. I'm always glad to help. Unnecessary evidence unloaded onto LB. May the Holy Mother's blessings be upon you. Now then, scene of the crime is the logical place to start. If I recall correctly, the body was found at the Plaza of Devotion. That boy has grown far too close to you. I will require re-education if he persists in befriending lawyers. Re-education? What exactly does that entail? First, he must meditate upon Lady Kira for 48 hours in the prayer pose. How is that re-education? It sounds more like torture to me. Barbed Head, you have an investigation to conduct, do you not? Get on with it. Yes, but why does she always have to be like this? But would you prefer that tour guide boy tag along instead? Huh? Oh, It would appear I have read your mind most accurately. A smile of hers is downright scary. I think it's a little cute. We gotta understand, this is a 14-year-old kid we're talking about. May 11th, Plaza Devotion. Looks like the police already finished their investigation. To think someone would be killed here, a place devoted to prayer. Now, Di, before we go any further, what do you see that's missing from the crime scene? What's missing from this crime scene? A body outlined and flowers. Someone leave them here in memory of the deceased. What would you normally see at a crime scene? Other than the body? Think about that. That'll tell you exactly what's missing. What would you normally see at a crime scene besides the body? You're right. There's something different about the prayer flags today. Do you see it, Di? I can see it. I can see what he's talking about. Do you see it? Avert. Direct your eyes over to the right and you'll see it. So there's a cat scratching at the door. You think you see it? As the high priest's disciple, acolyte Salah was usually devoted to his training. First the high priest, and now his devoted disciple. Maya Fey will pay for this. As I keep trying to tell you, Maya has nothing to do with any of this. You can prove this? How? What do you think I'm doing here? Gathering dirt and dust for the trial? You and your smart mouth. This is precisely why you and your loyally ilk are so reviled. Hey, Mr. Wright. Emma. It's that detective from your country again. It's the princess. You seem displeased that I am here. Oh, no, don't be silly. Mr. Wright, I'm so sorry about what happened to Maya. Not your fault, Emma. You're just doing your job. If I had just done mine, you're right. But it's no use crying over spilled milk. Do you mind telling me what you know about the murder? It's do or die in court tomorrow, and I mean that literally. Gladly, I'll help in any way I can. Remember, I have my eye on both of you, so see to it that you commit no misdeeds. Of course not. You're talking to a professional here. Let's see. How about starting with an overview of what happened? Sure. The victim is Wright Ace Attorney. He was the high priest's disciple. His body was discovered around noon today, right after the rite wrapped up. So during the high priest's murder trial. Right. Apparently, he had been here praying since the day before the rite even started. Talk about serious devotion. Yeah, I barely lasted a few minutes. This is a picture of Mr. Delot's body. The dagger in his upper back looks like it would have been particularly painful. Is that a tattoo on the back of his neck? Looks like a tattoo. It's heat shaped. Everyone started leaving when the praying was finally done. The victim remained bent over in prayer. When they went over to check on him, they discovered he was dead. They discovered he was dead, right? Crime scene photo Delot added to the court record. Yes, the estimated time of death is May 9th, sometime between the start of the rite and the discovery of the high priest's body. In other words, We believe the crime took place during the purification rite, which we're going to probably find out that may in fact be wrong. And the murder weapon was the same ceremonial dagger that killed the high priest. Prosecution believes Maya came down the stairs after killing the high priest and stabbed Mr. Zalot with the same dagger. Circumstantial evidence does point to Maya, but what about the cause of death? Apparently died instantly from the dagger that was left thrust into his upper back. Here's the autopsy report. Zalot's autopsy report added to the court record. Estimated time of death, you say? Can you know such a thing? I want to know. Well, Barbhead, out with it. Oh, so the princess of the Spirit Medium Kingdom is interested in forensic science? I have no interest in science, forensic or otherwise. Nevertheless, I will someday be queen. As such, it would be wise to know what silly things the common folk believes in. So there's nothing silly about it. I'll have you know, even Prosecutor Sadmati holds forensics in his high regard. Does he? Perhaps I should not underestimate the power of science. Still, I suppose that is nothing much compared to the divination science. She really doesn't have an adorable bone in her body. She's adorable in her own way. Emma, I think she's actually interested. Would you mind explaining it to her? I guess I have to now. Okay. There are many ways to estimate the time of death, but the most well-known method uses the change in body temperature. Interesting. Body temperature drops at a steady rate from the moment a person dies. That means we can tell how long someone's been dead by measuring their temperature. See. That was quite enlightening. Carton? Present your forehead now. What? Why? You feel just a little over 95 degrees. Didn't I feel that? If I was any lower, I'd be dead. It seems you are not dead yet. Of course I'm not dead. It was but a jest. After all, you're still the dead lawyer walking. Now, do you find that adorable, Di? I failed to see the humor in any of this. Were there any witnesses? With so many people here at the plaza, you'd think somebody would have seen something. You'd think so, wouldn't you? But we haven't found a single witness. How's that even possible? Because everyone was bent over, utterly devoted to prayer naturally. Right. The back shattering pose that nearly killed me. Still, you'd think someone would have noticed something. I thought so too, but with the monk's scarf he had on, no one could see the dagger in his upper back. Plus, everyone was so absorbed in prayer, they didn't see or hear anything. And believe this. What you choose to believe is your choice, but the fact remains there were no witnesses. However, there is one piece of irrefutable evidence, the dagger. Sadly, yes. Ugh. Did you tell me about the murder weapon? The killer used the So, the Warbot dagger, the legendary weapon of Lady Kira, discovered impaled in the victim's upper back. The accused's fingers were found on the dagger, were they not? Yes, they were. Warbot dagger added to the court record. With such irrefutable evidence, there is no question the accused's guilt. Not so fast. What about a motive? Maya had no reason to kill Acolyte Zalat. What do the police think about this matter? Maya has no reason to kill Acolyte Zalat. So you say, but let us now hear what the police thinks about the matter. The police believes Maya is the Lady Kira figure who has been battling the rebels. But since Mrs. Zalat was the disciple of the High Priest, who turned out to be a rebel, he too was likely a rebel, and therefore met the same untimely demise as his teacher. Yes, that is how the police currently crime. There's no way Maya is the Lady Kira vigilante. I agree on a personal level, but the police are just going with today's trial conclusion. I really blew it up in court today. Alright, so let's do a little examining. This prayer flag looks much newer than the rest. You're benevolent. What does it say here? The dearest wishes of our subjects are written upon these prayer flags. Reading the prayers of others is considered rude, but if you must know, it says at the usual spot, bring grub, the key too. That doesn't sound like a prayer at all. That is one of the more direct and practical prayers I have ever seen. I wonder if it's even a prayer. Brand new flag added to the court record. Acolyte Zalat died bent over in prayer. There's no traces of blood on the ground, though the fact that there is so little bleeding could mean it was a single stab to the vital point. Not that that would have been very different, considering the positioning. So these flowers were left here in memory of Acolyte Zalat. What are they called? They are known as the Namanda, and they are given to the expressed sorrow when a life is lost. It seems offering flowers in memory of the dead is a universal practice. The Namada flower added to the court record. Acolyte Zalat was killed in prayer pose, with his head bent over like this. The last thing he saw must have been this rug. It is a prayer rug woven by devout monks. May the Holy Mother's blessing be upon his departed soul. Strange that there's no bloodstains, though. Perhaps it was so cold his blood froze, or perhaps it was absorbed by his vestment. It is pretty cold. Maybe the blood really did just freeze inside his body. Hey, that message on the prayer flag seems a little weird, but I think I've seen everything there is to see around here. You have not found or heard anything of the particular worth? Are you ready to give up? No, I'm not calling it quits yet. Does it look like you have any hope of winning, Mr. Wright? Emma, I can't really say at this point. All I know is I have to keep investigating. What are you two sneaks up to? I would advise you to get back to work if you are done here, Detective. Otherwise, I will report you to Prosecutor Sadmati for dereliction, derelictions of your duty. I'm going. I'm going. Well, see you later, Mr. Wright, and good luck. I should really pay a visit to everyone and every place connected with this case. So, are you ready to give up, Barbhead? Any more of this, and you will cause Lady in Me to suffer more than she already is. I understand what you mean, but I can't give up that easy. After all, I have to defend Maya in court. Stubborn fool. But you have already been found guilty. If you wish to continue wandering about, I suppose now is your last chance. I'll take every chance I can get. What? Have you given up already? No, not even close. Still, it does feel like I'm barely treading water over here. Water? Do all the people of your country go for a swim when they are troubled? If so, seek the rivers on the edge of town. There you will find all the water you need. Go ahead, paddle to your heart's content. English idioms go right over her head. What do the inner think? There is nothing in the inner sanctum they want me. Bazaar? They don't want me here in the bazaar either. High Priestess house? May 11th. High Priest house. Hello. Sorry to bother you again, but... Oh, it's you. Farmed head. You are not contemplating casting suspicion upon Lady Believe, are you? She lost her beloved husband and now acolytes a lot, who was like a son to her. Of course I'm not. But since she was close to both victims, I want to hear what she has to say. Very well. And then there's the fact that Lady Kira didn't attack Mrs. Inme. Probably seems she isn't a rebel. Is this about poor Hooray? Well, I'm sorry, but I don't think I can talk about that right now. What about Maya? It's innocent. Maya? I heard she was found guilty. First, my dear husband, now Hooray. Mrs. Inme, you don't really believe that Maya is the killer, do you? I don't know. That was the verdict. So what else can I believe? What am I to do? The verdict was already reached in your husband's case. So the truth of the matter is yet to be found. How can you be so sure? Because I believe that Maya is innocent. That is all I have right now. My faith in her. So please, help me understand what happened. You're defending her based solely on fate? Even though you'll be punished for abetting the accused? That's right. Alright, then. Your faith has moved me. I will tell you what I can. Are you sure about this, Lady Bailey? My lovely wife is also a devout follower of the Korean news. As such, she is not one to take light of another faith. But if I find that you have lied about your faith in Maya Fei's innocence, I shall curse your entire family and all your disciples for the next 8 generations. Hey, leave Athena and Paul alone, buddy. How did Acolyte Zala ended up living here as your husband's disciple about 2 years ago? My husband was at a spiritual retreat in the mountains. Came across Suhe, collapsed to the ground. When he brought him here, always one to help those in need. Here, that he's been living here ever since. About 2 years ago. That's around the same time I arrived in Korea. Yes, born in a poor village and had nowhere to call home. My husband felt pity for the boy, took him in as his disciple. Not only as his disciple, he was like a member of our family. I see. This is where Acolyte Talat lives. There must be something I could learn about him lying around here. What a magnificent altar. Of course it is magnificent. It is for the Holy Mother, after all. Holy Mother? See the faceless figure there? Such insolence! How do you not know who Her Holiness is on sight? Do you seek to cross over into the Twilight Realm right this instant? Sorry, won't happen again. This is why lawyers are so despised. Now listen well. Depicting Her Holiness's face is the greatest taboo in all of Koreanism. There are none alive today who know what her face really looks like. And that includes the members of the royal family. Wow, now there's an unusual custom. It's gotta be one heck of a secret if even the royal family can't know what she looks like. There's a secret to this, and we'll discover the secret later. Pictures of the Queen and her husband, Justice Minister of Orion. Yes, my mother and my father. What do you think? Do they not pose in awe-inspiring air? Oh, terrifying is more the word I would use. Well, yes. They are very awe-inspiring for an entirely different reason. A photo of the High Priest, wife, Acolyte Zalat, and Maya. Since Maya's in it, must have been taken the day before the rite. Should ask Miss Inmi about it. Family photo added to the court record. I think that this would be their final family photo. That no good Maya Fei has some nerve. I mean, here she is posing to the two men whom she would soon kill. I beg to differ. I see this photo as proof that she didn't kill them. The smile of hers does not fool me. I sense a deep and abiding malice behind it. I'll prove Maya's smile is the real deal. This game looks kind of like checkers or chess. You mean to say you have never heard of Achudama? I have heard people describe it as Korean chess. The two people take turns moving their pieces in a bid to capture the other's king. Not quite. And Tachu Dama, the object is the utter annihilation of your opponent. Furthermore, each piece has a special move that can only be used once per game. Special move. Sounds like a game right up Maya's alley. Oh, what is this scary looking spike thing? It is a floor cushion for heightening a practitioner's mental focus. Your ignorance astounds me. There is not a soul in Korean who would not recognize this. Floor cushion? You mean you're supposed to sit on this? How else would you suppose it'd be used? Looks like a torture device to me. Alright. I guess we're going to present this picture. Can I ask you about this photo? It was taken during the Feast of Blessing, the day before the rite was held. It's a blessing. Would you mind telling me a little more about it? This photo was taken during the Feast of Blessing. The Feast of Blessing? Yes, it is forbidden to eat during the days of the rite. The day before is performed, enjoy dishes full of ginji herb known to strengthen the body and mind. You loved the ginji-based dishes I made, didn't you, sir? Ginji? I heard you can go 3 days without sleeping after you eat some. Yes, but many foreigners don't care for it because of its strong smell. Our customs say that these dishes can only the day before the purification rite, only between noon and 3 p.m. That's pretty specific. Is it because the smell is too strong? A very good guess indeed. It is to ensure the smell is gone by the day Lady Kira is welcomed to stay. Wow, it is really that strong. Come to think of it, the evening before the murder, an overwhelming odor was all over town. It was like a cross between garlic and mint. After the Feast of Blessings, Faye went over to the plaza to begin his supplication. Never thought that would be the last time I would see him. What was Maya doing at the time? Shortly after Puree left, she went to the temple to prepare for the rite. Oh, what she did after that, at least statement added to the court record. So Acolyte Delat went out to pray afternoon before the rite. According to the newspaper, on the day before the rite, the plaza was so cold, the whole place had iced over. Puree always praised Delat, more than anyone I have ever known. He was devout. He was a devout young man. Faith was twice as strong as others. Oh, why? But that's kind of intimidating to me. Thought I'd have made some progress by now, but I haven't come across any particularly insightful information even here. You seem disappointed. This is in me. Is there anything else you could tell me? Forgive me if I keep thinking about those two any longer. Barbed head. Yes, I understand. Thank you for your help. Sorry to have troubled you. We have paid a visit to all the people and places connected with this case. I think it is about time you prepare yourself for the inevitable, don't you? Have we really? May 11, Detention Center. Maya sure looks tired. I'm so sorry, Maya. I failed to defend you during the trial earlier today. Sorry, too. Never meant to get caught up in this whole mess. First, I got you caught up into it too, and you were convicted under this stupid law. Next, you should really withdraw from this case. Maybe they'll even commute your sentence if you do. I could never abandon you like that. You might not believe me, but I'm going to pull off a win somehow. Not like I don't believe in you, but just don't worry. Maybe this extra day in court is a blessing from the Holy Mother. Let's use it to our advantage. We'll turn this trial inside out, upside down. You'll see. Okay. You're awfully quiet, you're benevolent. It is only a matter of time until your executions are carried out. I simply thought I would allow you to a good talk before you depart from this. Sorry, but we're not giving up yet, and we won't till the bitter end. There is no need to put on a brave face. Your fates were sealed with today's verdict. Worry not of Maya Fey. Twilight Realm will cleanse the taint from the neophyte practitioner's soul. Then perhaps the Holy Mother may finally forgive her. Wait, was that her attempt at confronting me? Carved head, further resistance shall come to naught. Stop your desperate struggle. Accept the judgment that has been passed upon you. She obviously doesn't know me very well. And perhaps your sentence will be... Hold it right there, you benevolent. Why do you always have to be like that? Maya, what are you... What is the matter? I was simply showing some mercy upon your soul. Nick here isn't risking his life to defend me. And that is why I told you it will come. No, it won't. Nick is just doing what lawyers are supposed to do. He's defending his client no matter what. Enough. There is no place for lawyers in the Hall of Justice. For we have the divination stamp. But your insights were wrong. Oh boy, that gotta hurt. Don't you get it? Errors are bound to happen if your insights are accepted without question. So I ask you, Royal Priestess, what is your true duty? Do the victims' souls or the Holy Mother herself wish you to judge people in error? Oh, you dare bring Her Holiness's name into this? You know nothing. You phony baloney. Please, you two, enough already. Sorry, Nick, I got a little carried away. That's not really like me, huh? No, I should be thanking you, Maya. It's good to have you in my corner. How dare you mock me so? You will not get away with this. I was a fool to show your compassion. And to think I could convince you to accept your fate. So struggle all you want in the Hall of Justice tomorrow. You will receive your just desert, as the scorn of our kingdom is heaped upon you. I can see right through the contorted smile on your face, you know. She may say these terrible things, but it's just the way she was raised, I guess. Did you try to remember what happened one more time? I've been trying as hard as I can. I can't remember anything from the middle of the right onward. Right. You suddenly fell asleep and everything after that. A blank. So I didn't kill anyone. I'm not the one going around dressed like Lady Kira. Although it's kind of cool to think there's a mysterious female vigilante out there. Right. Were you close to acolytes a lot? We met several times during the meetings about the right. I didn't know him very well. He seemed pretty quiet. Didn't you eat together the day before the right? Yeah, we ate that one super stinky dish, but it was actually pretty good. I wasn't sure I'd like it, but it was love at first bite. Like, you know the salty noodles at Aldoon's Noodles? It's like if you add garlic and herbs to that, and then let it simmer for a really long time. Sounds more like a hot pot than ramen to me at that point. Now I miss ramen. So what was Acolytes a lot like while you were eating? He seemed to be enjoying the food, but as soon as we were done, he left to go pray. So what did you do? Oh, I returned to the temple to prepare for the rite. That coincides with Mrs. Inme's description of the event. Any idea who might be pretending to be Lady Kira? The rite started, it was just me and Abbot Inme. About the seance vision showed a third figure who looked like Lady Kira. No. Lady Kira. I wish I could have seen her in that flash. Yeah. Let's stay focused on the case, shall we? It's supposed to have been impossible for a third party to enter the inner sanctum. Ah, but what if it came from the sky? You know, like the bushy bearded paratrooper? That mountain would have been no match for Lady Kira's wings. That's from the Plum Punisher TV show, right? How'd you know? Because the real Lady Kira doesn't have wings. Oh, I've got it this time. There must be a secret room with a secret door in the inner sanctum. You will figure out how close she is on that. Did you know there are 88 secret Plum Punisher bases here in Orion? Can we please stop talking about the Plum Punisher show for a sec, Maya? I guess so. Keeping it real is much harder than it looks. Well, I should get going now. Sorry, I wasn't any help. Don't worry, I've got this. We'll beat the charges tomorrow and be on the first plane back home before you know it. Then we'll go grab dinner at Aldoon's or your favorite burger joint you pick. Sounds good. I think I'll get the extra large hamburger steak topped on my salty bowl. That's the both worlds. You can have whatever you like, but first I have to beat the charges. Ah, I almost forgot. Ah, what is it? I have a favor to ask. Okay, but why are we whispering? Forgot I left something at the High Priest's house. Super important. Would you mind getting and holding on to it for me? Sure. So what's the super important thing? My bag. You'll find a folding book. It's only given to the priestess who performs the rite. It's called the Tomb of Secrets. That does sound important. How could you leave something like that just lying around? That explains all the whispering. If Rafa found out, all heck would break loose. Look, it's got Lady Kira's real name written in it. So, oops. Don't tell anyone I told you that. In fact, just forget I said anything at all. It's supposed to be a secret. Tomb of Secrets contains secrets? Imagine that. What are you two whispering about? Oh, nothing. It's just she forgot something, so I told her I'd go get it. You are up to something. I just know it. Thanks, Nick. I'm counting on you. May 11th. High Priest house. Hello, anybody home? No answer. This enemy's probably out right now. Well, I just get what I came for. I am watching you like a barbed head. You had better not steal anything. I would never do something like that. Just here to get what Maya asked for. Get on with it. I would if you'd stop interrupting me. Ah, here's Maya's bag. What is that strange patch on her bag? Oh, it's the Steel Samurai. He's the hero of an action show back in my country. It's actually Maya's favorite show. It's got all sorts of merchandise related to it. I see. Looks sectionally familiar to the Punisher. They are similar, but the Steel Samurai definitely came first. I see. How interesting. If it seems generally intrigued. There must be a common thread between Plum Punisher and Steel Samurai fans. Come to think of it, didn't Maya mention something about trading with a Plum the Punisher fan? Yes. But I digress. I better find what she asked me to look for and get going. Let's see here. This must be the Tomb of Secrets that Maya was talking about. Tomb of Secrets added to the court record. Oh, Barbhead, are you finished now? Hold on a sec. The string around it is coming undone. Whoops! Oh. Ah! You fool! Do not lay eyes upon it! Put it away quickly before we go blind! Relax, my hand just slipped. This is the Tomb of Secrets. Are you trying to get us cursed? Lady Kira is liable to swoop down and gorge our eyes out. Oh, right. This book is related to Lady Kira, isn't it? Your benevolence, would you mind if I ask you some questions? This is not something I would normally speak about to an outsider such as you. Well, can you make an exception? If you insist. China. What is this folding book? Yes, I see. This very important tome is bestowed upon the priestesses in the purification rite. Very important? What's written inside? Yes, I see. Really? Is it alright to reveal that? Your benevolence? Patient, patient. The book contains Lady Kira's true name. Her true name? Is the name really that important of a secret? To a Koreanist priestess, a person's name is one of the most important things to know. What's so important about a name? Without a name, a priestess's voice will fail to reach a person's intima. It is much like trying to send a letter without the recipient's address. Spirits can only be identified once you know the deceased's face and name. And that's where we're going to run into a problem in the trial. So we'll find that out next Monday. That she will the trial is going to have difficulties. Oh, I get it. Like when you see someone in a crowd you recognize, don't know their name. Makes it impossible to get their attention. Indeed, just know a spirit's face and true name before you can commute with it. It is the same for Koreanism's most secret art. One that my mother alone may use. Queen has a secret art? It is something a foreigner such as you could never hope to guess. Channeling spirits? In Koreanism, spirit channeling is a secret art that can only be performed by the queen. No one else is supposed to be able to do it. I should pretend this is all new to me. Besides, I get the feeling she secretly really wants to tell me all about it. Could you tell me about the secret art of the queen you spoke of? Again? Oh, sorry. Maybe we shouldn't talk about this. It is a secret after all, right? It is the secret art of spirit channeling. But I suppose those words are meaningless to you. You really don't know Phoenix Wright, Rafa. You really don't know him. I'm just surprised how willingly you are to tell me about it. Third-rate lawyer could not channel spirits simply by learning of the technique. Third-rate is a bit harsh. I'd even settle for second. What is it? You had the look of a tentacled hag frog upon your face. Whatever that is. What the heck is a tentacled hag frog? Spirit channeling. That's where a medium lets a spirit possess her body to return to our world, right? Well now, I see you have done your homework. Oh, I guess I studied a bit. With the power of spirit channeling, one can bring back even the most ancient of spirits. It's quite a magnificent power, is it not? I've never seen her eyes light up like this before. I imagine they're pretty shocked when they come back from ancient times. Indeed, spirit's memory is cut off at the moment of the death. So even a spirit that is brought back after centuries doesn't sense any gap in time between the moment of its death and the moment it is channeled? Yes, and yet, it clearly recalls all the memories it had in life. Thus, even heroes and scholars of adequacy can be channeled and directly learned from. Our queens have also used this power to help the rulers of neighboring lands be counsel. That is why we have never been invaded and how we have maintained our unique culture. Spirit channeling is a really effective tool for international politics. It is indeed. And this is why only those with the power to channel spirits may rule our kingdom. But of late, there has been an endless influx of illegal immigrants to the land. Fools, some seeking the same great power as my mother. Legal immigrants? Yes, it is becoming quite a problem. Some have lost their way in life and look to Koreanism of their salvation. Among them are also those of dubious nature, who have been driven from their own land. Dubious nature, driven from their own land. Gasp and pain definitely fit that bill. But they sure weren't treating him like an illegal alien. Can you channel spirits, your benevolence? I am but the royal priestess. There is still much that I must learn. As of now, the divination stance takes me to the very limit of my ability. So her spiritual power doesn't measure up to Maya's. You were just mocking me in your mind, weren't you? So don't be ridiculous. It's all written all over your face, you impudent nincompoop. The divination seance was one of the important roles fulfilled by the queen. That is what my mother taught me when I was little. So the queen can perform the dance of devotion. That'd be a sight to see. Someday I will be a powerful priestess and queen, just like my mother. And the divination seance is a vital part of my training to prepare me for that day. Forgive my ignorance, your benevolence. We shall see. It will not be long before I too master the secret art of spirit channeling. I will be a magnificent queen who unites her people for the greater good of Korean. Now I see. Spirit channeling is something she really aspires to. I'm going to ace that test and become the next master. After all, I can't let my clan and the other villagers down. It looks like she actually has something in common with Maya. Are you quite through now? There are more important things to do than just stand here and talk about spirit channeling. That's true. It doesn't have anything to do with this case as far as I can tell. Or does it? If the queen is a spirit medium, are you about to suggest that my mother was channeling Lady Kira? I guess you saw that one coming. Lawyers are indeed a witless breed. On the day of the rite, my mother was engaged in other duties at the palace. Of course. My mother is a very busy woman, and the idea itself is preposterous. Do you truly believe the Queen of Korean would personally battle the insurgents? This is precisely what makes you third-rate. Another dead end. This is bad. Anyways, I need to continue looking for leads. So, over there. After him. Don't let him escape. What is all that racket? What? That escaped prisoner has surfaced here in town? Escaped prisoner? You mean that guy with the bushy beard? There is no reason to panic. The police are on his tail. No longer a suspect. Might know something considering he was at the scene of the crime. Let's go take a look. Wait. May 11. Ryan. Bizarre. Oh, the aching back. I forgot how badly I injured it. Ow, ow, ow! I need to do something, some stretching and exercise for when I get back home. Ah, Mr. Wright. Hey, Albie. That's Arvel. Have you seen it? Ow, ow, ow! Are you alright, sir? 1 second. Have you seen that escaped prisoner around here? Oh, so that's why all the police came rushing over here. I heard them saying something about an escaped prisoner disappearing in this area. He disappeared in this area? He couldn't have taken to the air again, could he? Barbed head? I told you to wait! It's too dangerous for you around here. You're benevolent. Mr. Arvel could be lurking nearby. What sort of a princess would I be if all it took was an escaped prisoner to frighten me? Fearless, I'll give her that. I can't be responsible if something happens to you. As long as I'm here, though, I might as well search the area myself. If I were an escaped prisoner, where would I hide? Have you noticed anything around here? I haven't seen the escaped prisoner, but I did notice how slow you run, sir. Just a high elevation. I'm out of breath before I know it. The police said the escaped prisoner vanished right around here. There aren't any really good leading places, so where could he have gone? Maybe he melted into the crowd. You should be careful, you benevolent. You need not tell me that. I'm not a child after all. Okay. But I swear 14 is still considered a child. Alright, die. Where do you think he could have gone? Anywhere you see that he could have gone? Maybe I'll give you a little hint. Bum 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 bum. I don't know if that's gonna help you out. Were you thinking of that? Look at all these vegetables. Let's see, there's Gapan, Nuro, and Zabaz. And they're all freshly picked this morning. I've never heard of any of them. Maybe I'll buy some to see what they taste like. You want some too, LB? My treat. Really? Thank you, sir. I'll take some of this and this and oh, and this too. LB? That's quite a lot you got there already, don't you think? But this is barely enough for a side dish. I hope I brought enough money. That manhole cover, it's open. Whoa! What is it, Shadu? Did he sniff out someone or something in that manhole? I wonder. Did Shadu track Mr. Arvel if he had something with the rebels set on it? I don't know. I feel like I got something with Mr. Arvel's set on to it. Something he might have touched. Um. Oh, it would be right here. What do you think he might have touched? No, he would not have touched this at all. There is something else there. I don't think he would have touched this either. Plus, the flower would actually mask his scent. Well, it would be through here because this is where the page will be on. Did you see it? Here, Shadu. How about this? Hope it works. I think he's picked up a scent. You mind if I borrow Shadu for a bit? By all means. I had no idea you could do that. Yeah, go get him, boy. Your benevolence. I'm heading down the manhole now. It could be dangerous, so please wait here. Wait. Don't worry. I won't commit any of those misdeeds you're so worried about. That is not what I fear. There may be a vicious insurgent lurking down there. Oh, are you worried about me? No. I was simply wondering why you would go to such length in your investigation. After all, if you would simply withdraw from this case, you might commit your sentence. I'm doing this to prove my innocence. But how can you be so sure of the accused's innocence? He has already been found guilty. Don't worry. Maybe this extra day in court is a blessing from the Holy Mother. Let's use it to our advantage. We'll turn this trial inside out and upside down. You'll see. Okay. I believe in her. She says she's innocent, then that means she's innocent. Lawyers must trust in their clients to the bitter end. It's just what we do. You, lame brain, do what you will. Well, I'm going in. Let's go, Shadu. Be careful. Well, wait. Come back here. It's pitch black down here. I can't see a thing. Ran into a wall. Ah! Ooh. Ow! 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 What happened? I went down into the manhole and then... Oh yeah, I finally came to. Ah! I remember that. I'd remember that face anywhere. That dragon symbol on his armband. That's the mark of the rebels. There can be no mistake. It's him. That's Arble. Guy! Sorry I got a little rough with you back there. Thought you were the cop. Why you make that face? Want an apple? Ew. Thought he was going to kill me. I'll pass on the apples, but thanks. Guy, what do you think of that on the wall back there? Going up and down. What is this place? This is the office of my brother-in-arms, Dirk. Right now, we're using it as a rebel safe house. Wait, back up a sec. What kind of office is this exactly? A law office. What else? Really? Dirk used to be a lawyer? Yep, just like you. Ryan, public enemy number 1, is an ex-lawyer? Didn't see that coming. But I don't suppose I'll be coming around here anymore. Won't? Are you planning to flee or something? It's just, I want to get out of the rebel business. Tired of being hounded by the cops and all that. So I came by today to pick up the last of my stuff. Really? I'm going to sell Dirk's info to the Minister of Justice and flip out of Ryan. Wait a second. You're a key person of interest in this case. You can't go running off like that. Relax, will ya? I'll tell you whatever you need to know. Oh, and don't... Oh, and sorry about punching your lights out back there. My bad. So, Mr. Lawyer Man, what you want to know? Tell me about the murders of the High Priest Taru Sinmi and his acolyte Pura Zalat. Sure, I'll tell you whatever I can. Don't know if it'll be much help though. I mean, I'm not a rebel anymore, so I wonder how true that really is. Tell me everything you know about the High Priest's murder. Well, as you know, I don't remember much about that. Bang my head on a rock as soon as I parachuted into the inner sanctum. So when I told you I had nothing to do with his murder, I meant it. Okay then. Where were you when you came to after banging your head? By the time I came to, it was already dawn. I must have been out cold the whole time. So, you didn't see the crime happen at all? You got that right. Then why did you say you did when you testified? Oh, about that. Since I didn't remember a thing, I was afraid I'd seem suspicious, so I came up with that whole story. Does he even realize how much trouble his big fat lie has caused me? Sorry for the trouble. It was definitely my bad. He doesn't seem very sorry to me. So the bottom line is you were at the scene of the crime but weren't involved in it? Got it? Oh, Dirk used to be a lawyer? Yep. He was a force to be reckoned with back when he was still practicing. He was a juggernaut of the law and as mighty as a dragon. He could strike terror into a prosecutor's heart just by glaring at him. People call it his dragon's glare. He even got criminals to confess and pass out with a well-placed glare. Got to be kidding me. But most important of all, he would never surrender. He'd fight for the accused no matter how the odds were stacked against him. Is that what you mean by the will of the dragon? Yep, that would be it actually. Your work in court yesterday was mighty impressive too. You didn't give up no matter how hard of a beating you took. Not unlike Daruka, I might add. Oh, thanks. Even if a big part of that beating I took was because of you. I think we're gonna present this. Is this a party gift for me leaving the rebels? No, you can't have it. I'll just ask him what I... No. Okay. There's a bowl and platter of food here. It's so warm, as if this was all recently prepared. I have a pretty big appetite, Mr. Arble. Ha 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 ha! Guys as big and strong as me, got even bigger appetites, you know. But you just fled from the police. I don't know how you could have eaten that much after all of that excitement. Ah! I'm sorry if I offended you. But first, let's start with an appetizer. An appetizer. You get the pun, Die? You got that pun? Where's he getting all the apples from? Wanna join me, Mr. Lorman? Got plenty of sewer lizards, too. Those are things that I already ate. Is this a law book? A dragon marked and branded into the cover. That's Dirk's law book. Really? The leader of the rebels? That Dirk? Right. That mark of the dragon is the emblem of the rebellion. The pages in this one sections are really dirty. Must be the section on the Defense Culpability Act. Dirk's law book added to the court record. He must have done a ton of research on the Defense Culpability Act. He practically wore out the entire section. You guys get electricity? Yeah, but the power goes out occasionally. That's pretty inconvenient. Yeah, tell me. You're telling me. Sometimes it goes out for an entire day. What about the stuff in the refrigerator? So why don't you see for yourself? Forget it, I asked. I'm afraid of what I might find. Incense and white flowers. Flowers are still fresh. They must have been put here maybe today or yesterday. Did you put these flowers? Did you put these here, Mr. Arble? Something wrong with flowers? Oh no! It's just a traditional thing here in Kurai. Pay it no mind. This looks like a photo of Dirk and his a compatriot. And here's one of that looked really old. Oh, this was taken about 20 years ago. Those are Duke's sons. Really? So this is the rebel Duke in the center? He doesn't look so evil. And both of his sons are kind of familiar. The one on the left is Yuti. Oh, but you know him as Prosecutor Sudmati. Prosecutor Sudmati is Daruk's son? That he is. Yuti was once a rebel too. He used to really respect his old man. both as a father and as a lawyer, then why did he become a prosecutor? Being a lawyer in this kingdom is the same as signing your own death warrant. Under the Defense Culpability Act, right? Yeah, that's why Yudi decided to be a prosecutor instead. He wanted to spark a revolution from the inside, so he dove right into the enemy's den. I would have never guessed it. Looking at him now, you can say that again. Dirk is battling to change Ryan's legal system. The will of the dragon spurs him on. We all thought Yudi was taking up the mantle to carry on the will too. We were sure he'd help overthrow Garen one day, but you can see now uses the law to do her bidding. Dirk's been beside himself. So he no longer carries the will of the dragon in him, huh? I wonder what happened between father and son for it to come to this. What about the other child in the photo? That's Dirk's adopted son, but he's gone back overseas. His name's Apollo. Apollo? Wait a second, that bracelet. It really is Apollo! He was a rascal, that one. And his voice could shadow the entire room. I imagine he's out there raising high hell somewhere. Yes, I'm sure he's doing just fine. Considering how far he's come, Mr. Arbel's description really doesn't do Apollo justice. Apollo, I've been watching you grow over these past 2 years. Why I know you're ready. Why I know I can leave Trucy in the office to you. I believe in you, Apollo. Thank you. I'll be fine. Everything will be fine. He's a reasonable young man now. Never lost the loud voice, though. Well, I gotta start packing. Who knows when they can catch up with me if I don't scram soon. Please, wait! I still need to ask you something. Go ahead, shoot. What are you rebels trying to do? And why were you at the inner sanctum in the first place? Why were you at the inner sanctum on the day of the murder? Or more precisely, what were you trying to do there? I was trying to escape from prison, that's all. Uh-oh. The high priest was a fool for getting taken in by Daruk. He should have tried hightailing it out of Karayan like I'm doing. You expected that, didn't you, Dai? Ah. Cyclock. Mr. Arbel is hiding something. But I won't know exactly what until I can undo the lock. What exactly are you trying to hide, Mr. Arbel? Huh? I'm not hiding anything. No way, no how. I'll just have to use my Magatama on him then. Or my Magatama on him then.
Take that!
That's planned. I'm going to ask you again. Why were you at the inner sanctum on the day of the murder? Or more precisely, what were you trying to do there? You keep asking, but the answer's still the same. I was trying to escape from prison, that's all. But that high priest was a fool. He fell for Duke's line and sold his own country out. How can you say such a thing about him? He helped you escape, didn't he? Don't you even care about what happened to him? Nope, I was getting out of the rebellion anyways. He should have opened his eyes. We never stood a chance against the Garan regime. Hang on. Do you really believe what you're saying? Didn't the High Priest's death really hurt you on the inside? Like I said, I couldn't care less about the whole thing. I beg to differ. This wouldn't be here in this room if you didn't feel a thing. What do you think it is, Di? This one should be pretty easy to figure it out.
Take that!
I heard these flowers are offered in memory of the dead here in Karayan. The High Priest's death hit you hard, so you've been grieving here alone, haven't you? Well, hee-ho! Those flowers don't mean anything. It's just a Crayanese way of saying goodbye. Why hide the fact that you're mourning his death? You're reading into this too much. I told you, I'm done with this rebellion. I haven't even heard of Daruk or the rest of them for a few days. And tomorrow I'm planning to kiss this kingdom goodbye. No, I know you've been in contact with the other rebels lately. And how exactly do you plan on proving that? This piece of evidence ties you to the other rebels. Are you gonna? Do you think it's the flag?
Take that!
I found the prayer flag at the Plaza of Devotion. You wrote a message on it and left it behind for your fellow rebels, didn't you? Mm-hmm. They brought this food for you at your request. Oh, ha ha! So you're lying about leaving the rebels? You're still involved with Dirk and the rest of them, aren't you? Ah! Are you ready to tell me the truth now? Oh, you're good, Mr. Lawyer Man. I admit it, I requested grub. But I was just taking advantage of them, that's all. What do you mean? With my face plastered all over the place, I couldn't stay out in the open anymore. So I just took advantage of my former comrades for some grub A place to hide. I was going to kiss this kingdom goodbye tomorrow. Not buying it. You're obviously lying. I can tell just by looking at you. The white hot flames of revolution definitely still burns on inside of you. What? That's ridiculous. Those flames burned out a long time ago. This proves the flame of revolution still burns on inside of you. Okay. Okay. Here you go.
Take that!
Dirk's law book. I'm no lawyer, so what's that got to do with me? Look at the mark branded on the cover. This mark that stands for an unwavering commitment to the revolution. It is Dirk's way of representing the will of the dragon. Yeah, so what of it? You have the same mark on the scarf tied around your left arm. But you wouldn't be wearing that if you were no longer a rebel. I forgot to take it off, that's all. No, as a wanted man, that should have been the first thing you took off. The fact that you haven't hidden that mark yet proves you're still a rebel. Ooh-ha! Think what you want, but you don't know nothing about me. No, you're wrong. You were your heart and your beliefs. You wear your heart and your beliefs right on your sleeve, just like me. And this is what I believe in. Nope, it's not gonna be photo die. This is a lot easier than you think. We don't get to do this very often. Go through them. I'll tell you right now, Di, it's a piece of evidence that we hardly ever present at all. You see it in every case.
Take that!
When a person's back is against the wall, they always fall back on what they believe in. Just as I always have my badge. You always have the will of the dragon with you. Would you risk your life for your beliefs? No, I wouldn't. No, because I wouldn't be much use to my client dead. Now admit it. You've never once thought about leaving the Defiant Dragons, have you? The look in your eye, just like dirt. Looks like you got the will of the dragon inside you, too. I had planned to take you out if it turned out to be on the side of the royals. But I think I can trust you. Can't believe I was that close to getting shanked here. Just like you said. I have no intentions of leaving Dirk's group. In other words, you were testing me? You're Foreigner, the lawyer who's been charged with abetting a criminal to boot. I've seen a fair share of lawyers get a pardon after weeping at the feet of the Queen. Well, I'm going to keep fighting till the end. Yeah, I can see that now. Sorry I ever doubted you. So what are you doing here anyway? I came to get the secret hideout key from a helper. Secret hideout? Yep, I was supposed to get my next order from Daruk there. But the town's swarming with cops thanks to the murder. Nothing I can do about that. What about the order Daruk was supposed to give you? I'm gonna have to abort that mission. Now I'm just lying low, waiting for a chance to make contact with Daruk again. Hey, why the long face? Thought you were about to tell me something about the High Priest's murder. Sorry to disappoint you. Oh, I know. Let me make it up with you. You did this. What is this? This orb is actually a key. It opens the door to one of our secret hideouts. I can't say any more than that. Anyways, I hope it helps. Orb. The key? Yep. Plus, the hideout's in a totally unexpected location. Now, and being that it's a super secret, you couldn't have just an ordinary key. See. Well, an orb added to the court record. Maybe this will help me unravel the truth behind the case. Thanks. Don't mention it. Besides, you're a fellow brother in arms, fighting the powers that be. If it'll help you, feel free to pick my brain with a lot more. Everyone's been talking about the return of Lady Kira lately. Well, my friend Maya is suspected of being the rebel hunter disguised as Lady Kira. You wouldn't happen to know who she really is, though, would you? It's me, whoever she is. She bushwhacked me and hauled me off to jail. Even worse, on top of attacking us and delivering us to the cops, she's been watching us like a hawk and framing us for different crimes. Watching you like a hawk, framing you for crimes? Why would anyone go to all that trouble? Our kingdom likes to pretend that its people are free to think what they want. Because of that, the authorities can't arrest you just for sympathizing with the rebellion. So they resort to framing people for things they didn't do. Then that Lady Kira figure is? Yep, she's just some slick fiddle working for the Garan regime. Wow. Yeah. Even without the DC Act, Duke and his insurgent scum bodies today are outnumbered. What's that supposed to mean? Let's just say, I got a little trick up my sleeve, so I'd watch it if I were you. Because you got a defiant attitude, like one of them dragon dupes. So he was talking about Lady Kira then? Advances combat skills, details, surveillances, and clever setup. She's no amateur, if you ask me. So you're saying the monarchy is using Lady Kira to secretly take out the rebels? Exactly. The Gara regime's using her to control the people, even down to what we think. Why don't the people protest the monarch is doing something like that? Unfortunately, we don't have any conclusive evidence. And without that, we can't prove anything. Ugh. I know the feeling. If I bring this up in court, they'd probably dismiss it out of hand. I have to unmask Lady Kira if I want to get anywhere. Our goal? To get rid of that evil, no-good Defense Culpability Act. I can tell just by looking at Duke's law book. The DC Act has turned this kingdom into a corrupt cesspool, where false charges are overlooked and prosecutors are the only ones heard in court. It's been 23 years since it was first enacted. What happened 33 years ago to make them pass such a terrible law? The assassination of Queen Amora. That's where it all began. It happened before I was even born, but Queen Amora, the previous queen, was assassinated. It was the rebel leader, Daruk, who did it. Daruk assassinated the former queen, didn't he? That's the official line, but those charges were completely pumped up. Daruk was framed, I'm telling you. He was. Plus, Daruk was a lawyer. Once the people thought a lawyer had killed the queen, they turned against all lawyers. That's how the DC Act was first passed. Well, that's why there aren't any lawyers left in Karaya. Even worse, it changes the significance of the divination seance. Significance of the divination seance? They were holding seances in court even before the DC Act? You bet they were. Lawyers and prosecutors used to highly contest the insights that came out of seances. You mean like what I've been doing? Right. It's like Daruk used to say. The royal priestess's insights are just another piece of evidence. Right. I see what you mean about the significance of the divination seance changing. Yep, the insights became the only truth. The arguing against them was banned. As royal priestess, it is my duty to reveal the truth through the divination seance. This time, I will prove that the insights I glean thereof are the very truth itself. Prepare yourself, for this shall be your last trial and your last right. Tomorrow shall end with you under the headsman's axe. From what I've seen, Rafa would agree with that. This kingdom's a shadow of his former self. It's become a dictatorship where the royals use the fear of trumped-up charges to rule. And that's what Daruk's been rebelling against? Yep. All we want is to live in a kingdom with a fair and impartial legal system. And there's only one way to make that come true. Overthrow the current regime. So that's the truth behind the rebels. Well, PW, my friend, it's about time for me to get going. After all, I am the Fangs of the Defiant Dragons. That's horrible. You're not going to do that alley-oop thing again, are you? I was just getting to that. See you when I see ya. Alley-oop? Why does he have to jump like that before running off? Well, I guess we're friends now. But enough about that. I've Already spent way too much time here. May 11th. Ryan. Bazaar. You. I finally got out of there. Mr. Wright. So glad you're okay. I was so worried about you. To do. What happened to him anyway? He came out of the manhole about 5 minutes after you went in. Sorry, it wasn't much help. Well, did you find anything of worth? Oh, I tripped and fell down there. Must have been out cold for a while. I better keep things to myself for now. I figured as much. To find the secret hideout Mr. Arable was talking about. I should probably start with places that have something to do with the High Priest. Barbed Head, I detect a foul odor emanating from you. Well, I did walk through the sewer, so stay back. Keep your stink to yourself. I'd be glad to leave you alone if you'd like. Who said you could walk away from me, you mutton head? Fine, I'll stick to you like glue. No, that is too close. I just can't win with her. Even after investigating the sewers, you have nothing? Well, I'm not ready to give up yet. Besides, I wouldn't say I have nothing. There's nowhere I wouldn't go if it would help Maya. So what will it be next? Will you dive into a septic tank? If it would help Maya, I wouldn't rule it out. Stay back! I thought it was just a hypothetical. You know where we're going now, right, Di? May 11th. Inner Sanctum. Barbed Head? You already searched here, did you not? Oh, I just thought I'd look around again. You know, in case I missed something. I probably shouldn't tell her I'm looking for the secret rebel hideout. We have a saying back home, leave no stone unturned. Huh? Oh, yes. You cannot stump me. I know that one. Actually, I don't have a clue. It's written all over your face. Let's take a closer look, shall we? Okay. The statue of a bird. Guess I'll take a closer look at it. Hey, this eye is missing. What are you doing? You must not touch that for no reason. Sorry. That shape. I wonder.
Take that!
Knew it? What? You must be at a loss for words. And that doesn't happen too often. What is this place? Explain yourself at once, Barbed Head. I don't think she's ready for the full story. I don't really know much myself, but seems to be a secret rebel hideout. If I'm shocked, if I'm shocked there's a secret door here, I imagine that goes double for Rafa. Rebel hideout in the inner sanctum. Somebody will pay for this. Well, for now, I think I'll have a look around. Wait, you must not enter before the police. Don't worry, I won't disturb anything, or at least I'll try not to. Besides, with you watching over me, it should be fine, right? And, you see, fine. Just please stop pleading your case. I can only stand so much loyalty and drivel, but I will be presenting all information gleaned from your efforts here to the police. Of course. Now, shall we? I will go no further. All right, you're not supposed to come in contact with the taint of Lady Kira's battles. Very good, Barbed Head. I commend you for remembering. Oh well, thank you. Wait, why am I thanking her? May not be able to enter, but I will allow no misdeeds on your part. I will be watching you like a warbid from the entrance. I told you I'm not going to do anything. Better hurry before she changes her mind. Sorry, switch the air, but Day 11. A secret hideout. I believe this to be a sacred space that enshrines the source of the spring water. That makes sense. The rebels must have converted it into a secret hideout. What about that warbird revolving door? I wonder if that too was originally intended to hide and protect the sacred space. To think those filthy rebels were scheming their schemes in this most sacred space. It is a desecration upon Koreanism itself. The defiant dragon shall pay for this. I suppose it's only natural that she'd be upset, but the investigation must go on. I think I'll start by taking a picture of the place. I think I brought a camera to snap souvenir shots. Stop that! You must not take photos here without permission. Jennifer's really fired up. She's sticking her hand in as far as it'll go. I guess she won't be tainted as long as she doesn't touch anything. Rebel hideout photo added to the core record. Now to search every nook and cranny. Bobhead, just because it is hard for me to see every move, do not use that as an excuse to touch and break things. I heard you the first time. Jeez. A large stone slab. It's shaped like a magatama. Looks rather unstable. I bet it tip over in an earthquake. What's that earthy grass-like smell? It is the smell of the moss that covers the stone. Oh, so this shaggy green stuff is moss. It looks like some of the moss about halfway up has been disturbed. Wonder why that is. The touch can't hurt, right? Whoa, the slab started to wobble. What is happening? What have you done to the sacred space? Nothing. All I did was nudge it a little. I knew it looked unstable. Probably best not to touch it again. Look. What is it, Barbed Head? The Plum Punisher clock. Why, I believe it is a limited edition promotional item given to 50 lucky viewers. This rare item plays the Plum Punisher theme song every hour. Hand it over now, Barbed Head. Ah, she snatched her away from me. No matter what she says, Rafe is definitely a huge fan. What a fine item. And this switch. I'm right. The Plum Punisher theme song. Yes, now I see. The surgeons who use this room must be Plum Punisher fans. That may be so, but I don't see how it's relevant to this case. There's a Plum Punisher calendar here. Ah, now I remember. The villains in the Plum Punishers are based on the insurgents. Watching the show must have roused their irate against Lady Kira. I doubt that's it. So this is the water source that supplies the inner sanctum spring. It flows through the channel built into the floor before heading outside. Lady Kira used this sacred water to wash the taint of battle from her body. It's also not red like the water in the spring. What's this? A blood stain? I should probably try to figure out what happened in here. Do not tamper with any evidence before the police arrive. The police? Hey, that reminds me. Emma gave me something just for times like this. I thought it might help your investigation. Here, it's all yours. I wanted to bring you a bunch of other forensic tools, but they were confiscated at the airport. Luminol testing fluid. This actually might come in handy. Luminol testing fluid flows in reaction to even the tiniest traces of blood. So it can even detect areas where blood has been wiped up. Might help us figure out what happened here. Okay, time for science to do its thing. First, let's put these red tinted glasses on to see the luminol glow. Then I just press A wherever I want to spray some of the luminol. Areas where there was blood will react by turning blue. Alright, where do you want the luminol sprayed, Dye? Choose a spot. Right where the handprints are? Here? We can see that blood. There's a huge blood stain. Something big must have happened here. Perhaps the high priest's blood flowed in there from under the barber's statue. There was definitely a lot of blood here. It's impossible to say much else at this point. I'll just take a picture of it now. Alright, luminal reactions don't show up in photos. I just have to take notes. That should do it. I didn't notice before, but the blood stain looks like it was smeared away in one place. Is it because the Warba's revolving door passed over it? Rebel hideout photo updated in the court record. Looks like an order from Drew. What's this? Let me see this. But you're not supposed to touch anything in here. This is an exception. Now hand it over. Let's see here. Oh, holy mother. What does it say? It's an order intended for the rebel named Dats. It reads, after the Wright infiltrate the palace under the gust of returning Lady Kira's costume. And search for clues about the incident for 23 years ago. True. 23 years ago. He must mean the assassination of Queen Arma. Or Amara. I wonder what the rebels are up to. It's intriguing and all, but it doesn't seem related to the case at hand. This will not do. I must warn my mother at once. I don't need to do that. This order will never be carried out. Lady Kira's costume is still here, and Abedinmi is no longer able to aid the rebels. I knew that. How dare those filthy insurgents raise their banner, aim such a sacred place? I made a sacred place. Barb's head, you must burn it at once. Didn't you tell me not to torch or damage anything? This is an exception. Very well. If you will not do it, then I will. But you're benevolent. I thought you're not supposed to come in here. For once, the strange customs of his kingdoms are working in my favor. There's nothing under the banner. Microphone? What's this doing here? Was something trying to record something with it? Oh, I think that covers everything here. Mr. Wright! You shouldn't have come in here before the police. Sorry, but I was in a hurry. I didn't do anything I wasn't supposed to. Your benevolence can attest to that. It is your fault for being so slow. I expect the police to work faster and more efficiently. Sorry. Well, Barb's head, have you not already seen enough? I guess it's about time I got back to the temple and go over everything I've learned. May 11. Tempio Temple. Welcome back, Mr. Wright. How did it go? Unfortunately, I didn't find anything conclusive. No way! I do not understand, Barbed Head. What don't you understand? Why you did not commit any misdeeds during your investigation? After all, lawyers ply their trade primarily through illicit means and methods. What? Who told you that? Mother, are you saying she was wrong? No, that cannot be. You must have committed some sort of misdeed right under my nose. If that were so, she wasted her whole day following me around. What is that? Prosecutor said, Marty has need of me. What's going on? Let's go perform a divination stance for Hooray the lot. It is our custom for the prosecution to review its content before trial begins. I see. The third time will be the charm. My insights will finally bring you to your knees tomorrow. I will teach that neophyte practitioner a lesson. Just like that royal priestess is back with a vengeance. Made a full recovery from when we started the investigation earlier today. Look forward to seeing you in court, your benevolent. Your overconfidence will be your downfall. You will not look so confident when I am finished with you tomorrow. Actually, I'm not really looking forward to seeing her tomorrow, especially without any solid evidence. Why don't we go over everything you know so far? Alright, let's see here. Acolyte Jalot was killed during the rite with Lady Kira's dagger, so we think. And Maya's fingerprints were found on it. That doesn't sound very good. No. The very definition of being up a creek without a paddle. The day before his murder, Jalot enjoyed a meal with the high priest, his wife, and Maya. Also learned about spirit channeling here in Karayan. None of that sounds very helpful. Oh, but I did hear something interesting. The rebel hunting Lady Kira might be working for the Justice Minister. What? Really? Our kingdom is supposed to be ruled through faith and laws. We can't allow the people to be controlled by fear and violence. Albeit that sounds like something a rebel might say. It does. But if that Lady Kira really is one of Minister Inga's subordinates, that would exonerate Miss Maya. Unfortunately, I have no way of proving it in court. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, I almost forgot about the secret rebel hideout we found at the Inner Sanctum. There's a blood stain inside. But I don't know if or how it connects to this case, though. What? Wow, a secret room at the Inner Sanctum? That would be a huge hit with the tourists. It really is an entrepreneur at heart. What I mean is that hideout could be important to your case. Maybe, but it's still too early to tell. Ugh. Looks like I'm heading into court without any useful evidence. We'll just have to pray something appears during tomorrow's trial. Princess Rafa's divination seance might be my only hope. There could be some new information in it that might help. So the divination seance? But I thought it always worked against the accused. Not always. Right, it's like Dirk used to say. The royal priestess's insights are just another piece of evidence. Really? Never heard anyone say that before. Hard to figure you out sometimes, sir. Divination seance works both ways before the Defense Culpability Act. It's only now that the people of Karayan find it strange. Mr. Wright, just want to say, good luck tomorrow. Thanks. I can't afford to lose this one. I've collected all sorts of information, but I haven't even started connecting the dots. If I could do that, I might have a shot at pulling off a win. Rayford's insight will be the deciding factor. Huge gamble, That's all I've got. Okay. Now we got a lot to think about on this one, okay? So, what do we know? A lot of stuff. We know a lot of stuff that does not exactly relate to the case at hand. What we do know is a lot of the stuff from what is told by Dad Arbel. The divination seance is treated as another piece of evidence. And guess what? Divination seance is not going to work in the prosecution's favor in this hand. So we have to rely on the divination seance, which makes it look bad on Rafa because the divination seance is supposed to work towards the prosecution in her mind. This is only going to make her belief more confusing because she doesn't know who's right and who's wrong, right? So another thing is the Tome of Secrets about Lady Kira, which reveals her real name. Which we learned that in order for Rafa to perform a divination seance, he must know the real name of said person. And I said earlier that this is going to be a problem. What do you think that problem is, Di? We don't exactly know the real name to the victim. That's the problem. So when she's going to perform the divination seance, what's going to happen? There isn't going to be one. That's the problem. There's not going to be one. So we figure out who the victim's real name is. So that will be revealed next week. That's the only reason why that would come up is if there was something wrong with our victim. You put two and two together, it comes out that we do not know the real name to our victim. Which means Rafa cannot perform a divination seance. That's going to be where we're going to be ending it now. Does it seem confusing still? But the pieces are coming together. Okay, so the pieces are coming together. We will close everything up next week. All right, so originally there wasn't going to be a Discord stream on Tuesday, but I had some appointments that had to be canceled and rescheduled. So there's going to be a Discord stream this Tuesday now. There's going to be one tonight as well. So Tuesday, we will still continue off with the week 2. Wednesday is still .hack. Thursday is Aria of Sorrows. Friday is The Sim. Then Andy will take over on the weekend with Echoes of Wisdom and Resident Evil 2. Okay. I will have to talk with you when we start up the Discord stream tonight, Di. So I hope you're ready for that. Okay. You can still work on RPG Maker when I'm talking to you, but it is a bit important, and I'm pretty sure you were informed about it, right? I think you'll remember when I talk to you about it. Till then, it'll be it.